If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and shakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances has the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778, 2508 Summer Avenue, CNS Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.
On your mobile devices, your computers, and you can hear us there. Search Talkback Live, one word, Talkback Live, and click the star, and that'll let you know anytime one of our shows on our network, you will be notified. And I tell you what, Josh, good morning.
Good morning, everybody out there listening, watching, tuning in. However you're checking us out, man, another great show we got lined up for you today on this Tuesday morning, man. Ready to get it popping, cracking, rolling, kicking, jumping, screaming, yelling, all that stuff on this Tuesday morning. And, man, we got a great show lined up for you today. So y'all need to stay tuned, man. Hot topics of discussion, news that you can use, local, national, international, as Bob says, man. So we got all that coming up as well. Plus, you can join the conversation, as you can see right below me, right down there, right there. 901-213-6020, 901-213-6020 is the numbers to call. You can and all that stuff. Real quick, follow us on social media. Twitter at TalkBackLive. One word, at TalkBackLive. Also Facebook. Facebook.com, TalkBackLive with Bob and Josh. Like our Facebook page, check us out there. Which you're watching a stream, you are. Also WTBL, Talkback Live Network. Or if you're watching us on the Talkback Live Network Facebook page, we're live on all three pages. So like the page, share this video as well, and support the show. So, Bob, without any further ado, as the people continue to come in, good morning, let's get it on.
All right, and I tell you what, let's start it all off. Ready to go?
Yes, sir.
And the number to call is 901-213-6020, or you can leave your messages, people doing at the Facebook page. Yes, or Spreaker. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. And in the headlines today, we've got a lot of things going on, but I tell you what we've got are about 2 or 3 different things that we could talk about today. And hey, they're going to be exciting to talk about, and some things that are going on. And we have updates on some things as well that we talked about. You don't want to miss this update. I'm telling you, it's going to be well, something that you've already heard, but it's an update on it. And, well, let's get down to business here, Josh. And good morning. And tell you what, first of all, we'll start out, Josh, in our headlines today in our topic. Talking about an update.
Yes. And
of what's happening and going on at the Ruth Chris restaurant on Poplar Avenue, a famous steakhouse. Everybody knows it. And we heard the story yesterday, those of you that were listening. And we have an update now on some things from that restaurant and some people. Josh, what's going on with that story, the update?
Yeah, so y'all remember yesterday was one of our main topics, especially in the first hour of the show yesterday. We talked about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, where the situation with slur went down. And if you haven't heard about it, just a real quick synopsis. A man went with his wife, an anniversary dinner, said a white male in there called them the N-word and harassed them, got ticked off, and set it off in there, as people like to say. And, was upset because he was thrown out. Him and his wife were thrown out of the restaurant and was allowed to continue eating.
The man that said the N-word was allowed to continue to eat.
Yes.
But the couple that came in and the couple that he said the N-word to, they were told to leave because of, those of you that heard the story, the black guy he was really off the chain.
He was.
But he didn't help it none. He really didn't help it. That's one of the reasons they asked him to leave, but I think if he had done it another way, it probably would have been different. Hopefully it would have.
Yeah, but it might have been. Yeah. I think that's a fair thing to say. But all that being said, it's going to be interesting to see how this continues to develop. And it developed a little bit. We know a little bit more information.
Yeah.
So check out this story that we got for y'all to look at and to listen to if you're listening on Spreaker. So here it is. This is an update from Local 24 about the situation.
Yeah. Take a listen.
Is getting a lot of attention, and tonight we are learning more about the man accused of directing that racial slur at a local couple who were out having their anniversary dinner at an East Memphis restaurant. Local I-Team senior investigator Jenny DiPrizio joins us in the studio now at what she's uncovered. Jenny?
Yeah, sources tell us he runs a large ambulance company in the Mid-South. You never hear the man say the N-word on the recording because the couple's attorney says they started recording shortly after it happened. Deshaun Fletcher says when he went to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse for his anniversary dinner, he never expected it to end the way it did.
I'm processing all of this. Just, sad thing.
Fletcher says a customer at a nearby table taunted him, his wife, and another couple and called them the N-word.
White boy right here done called us, and he's still sitting right, girl. These folks ain't did shit about this man.
Right here.
Yeah, you better be glad ain't in South Memphis. If you want out with these white folks, you to be. Man, get me, dude. About me, dude. Say it again.
Eventually, Fletcher says the managers asked him and his party to leave. He was asked to be the bigger person.
Just be the bigger person, dude.
It's like it was a push or slap to the face. Why should I be the bigger man when clearly he's, doing things he shouldn't do?
Why is my client, his wife, his cousin, and the cousin's wife asked to be a bigger person? What is this comparison going on? And why are they going to be asked ultimately to be removed from the establishment?
In a statement, Ruth's Chris said, "We do not condone hate speech or intolerance. Our goal is to deliver a dining experience that is inclusive and welcoming. And while this was an altercation between guests, we are taking the situation very seriously and investigating." On the man accused of using that racial slur, we've left numerous messages for him at his office. For the local I-Team, I'm Jenny DiPrizio.
Jenny.
All right, there you have it. And 901-213-6020. What do you think about all this, folks? The update on this particular story. I don't know what to say about the guy and his wife went out to eat for their anniversary, and another couple was with him. But he really didn't help the situation, Josh, by all the things that he said and cursing back. But at the same time, the other guy was cursing and saying things back to him. He kept edging it on and, pushing it on and saying some things that, he knew the guy was upset, and all he had to do was just say a few things and the guy would continue to go off. Yeah. And so the restaurant really ended up on the guy that said the N-word side.
Yeah, and you know what? The more I look, and I kind of felt this way yesterday, and I said it. You look like at the very least, what the restaurant should have done is throw them both out. Both couple, like as far as the black couple and the man.
The reason you say that is they probably didn't hear the guy say the N-word, but because both of them were talking back and forth at each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the other guy he really got upset, and he was really loud, and he didn't film the part where the guy said the N-word to him.
Well, and see, and I understand that, but now, and you're right. You're absolutely right. Now, the reason being is because you don't have your phone out, it's just out of the blue.
Right, to expect to hear that kind of stuff.
Of course, I doubt he expected it. Now, afterwards, I'm sure he did, and he recorded his experiences, everything afterwards. Mm-hmm. But I'm like this. The restaurant saw, as y'all saw the video we played yesterday, the raw footage, where you saw the manager come up to the man, the white man that was there. He came up to him while he was sitting down. He looked very angry. It looked like he was telling him to stop talking.
Yeah.
Like, vigorously telling him to stop talking while they went and continued to escort the black man out of the building. Mm-hmm. Now, to be honest with you, if in that position, I'm not saying me, but I think most people, if you're in that position, you're already upset, and you see that going on, all that's going to do is make you more upset.
Yeah.
Because you feel like there's an injustice happening. Now,
so they should have escorted both of those guys out.
Yeah, I think
rather than just whether they heard the N-word or not, but there was a confrontation.
Yeah.
So two people having a confrontation in your restaurant, and you're just gonna escort one party out instead of both parties out. Did that really solve the situation there?
It didn't, and I'm gonna tell you, you either escort both of them out, or neither of them out. Yeah. Because the thing is, they were both angry.
Well, they probably felt if they escort one part out, then the argument would cease. But at the same time, why would you? Yeah, and the question remains: why would you escort only one party out of the argument and then let the other party stay? And it looks kind of weird because you let the white guys stay,
exactly,
and rather than the black people stay. So you don't want to create that type of environment to where people say it's racism.
Yeah,
you don't want it to look that way.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Interpreted that way.
Yeah, and if any of you know about the people at Ruth Chris or that type of thing, it's an expensive place to go. It's a big steakhouse on Poplar Avenue here in Memphis. But at the same time, folks, you got to be fair. Yeah. If you're going to escort one party out and they're both complaining, they're both cursing and doing some things,
you know what?
Then they should have escorted the other party out as well. I don't know. What do you think, folks?
I agree.
Yeah.
I know you're about to get the number, 901-213-6020. It's the number to call if you want to call in. Comments coming in as well.
Yeah, and we'll read your comments. Some comments just a little bit.
Yeah. And so, then the more I look at it, the more I see, one, you see Andre Wharton.
Yeah.
And
the attorney.
Yeah, attorney Andre
people
Wharton.
that were kicked out, yeah.
And he was talking about, it seems like he's more into like pushing this thing because I think they see that there's one thing that if they keep putting this pressure on Ruth Chris publicly, and constantly being in the news, this is 2 straight days.
Yeah.
And this is 2 straight days, not just on the 6 o'clock news, of multiple cycles of the
multiple
news
outlets,
throughout the day. That's not good publicity for Ruth Chris.
It's not.
And I would think they would be willing to do whatever it took to end this situation.
Well, if they don't, then you would wonder what's their motivation.
Exactly.
They think, okay, well, if we don't do this, then a lot of black people would stop coming. Is that what they want in the beginning? A lot of black people to stop coming.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. But is this something they're trying to do? Maybe, hopefully, all black people would get angry and most of them would stop coming. But I don't think they should, want something like that because it's helping them make money. So,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day,
so
black folks coming to your restaurant, you gonna want to keep them coming.
Yeah, well, you want to keep all people coming, but I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know the people personally. They're at the place, but what they would do, what they think, or how they think, or that type of thing. But that's not a good thing to me for what happened here with these people. Now, I will say this.
Okay.
The guy and his wife that were escorted out, and like I said earlier, he didn't really help the situation. I think if he had approached this from another perspective, and not said hardly anything, and just complained, but the way he complained, he threatened the people, he threatened the police, he threatened the guy that was there, and he, just told everybody to, get where that they needed to go and all the other kind of stuff. But, I don't think that, and that didn't work to his good.
No, I mean, and it could have been worse.
I mean, we all can speak for people as much as we can, but if they don't handle the situation right, a lot of times it's not going to help. And then, sometimes some people say, well, this guy, he was black, even though he was black, he didn't handle it right. So, then you'll get a lot of black people going back to Ruth Chris and saying, oh, I apologize for what that guy did and what he said and all that other kind of stuff.
Well, I wouldn't do that. Now, because look,
there are some black people that will do that.
Well, and I agree they would.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and if you want to do that, that's fine. But to me, that would be ridiculous to do so because one, it ain't your business, and two, it's kind of like what are you being so subservient to Ruth Chris for?
Yeah,
I mean, you don't owe them nothing, and that guy, it was you could question his judgment. Coming out and doing all that cursing and all that stuff. I mean, that's not the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I ain't going down to apologize for him.
Yeah.
Look, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
That's their business, ain't mine.
Well, some black people probably feel, man, that was something our race did, and I'm gonna go down and apologize.
You don't see white folks doing that.
That made us look bad. So
you don't see white folks doing that.
Well,
because that guy doesn't represent me.
I don't think that any black person should go down and apologize either. I don't know
because you know what that would do.
Yeah,
that would make you look like Yassam. Yes, sir. I'm a sorry.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm a sorry, sir.
I don't know about
for
that.
One of our fellow brethren.
Yeah.
I'm a sorry.
Yeah.
Let me wash your dishes.
Oh my! I don't know about all that. I don't know if people feel that bad about it, but or say something like that, but I don't know. What do you think, folks? 901-213-6020. That was the update from Ruth Chris on Poplar Avenue, and all right. In other news, Josh, Governor Bill Lee.
Yes.
Governor of Tennessee, our great governor. He is having a prayer and fast week, and he's asking everybody in the state of Tennessee to pray and fast with him. Yeah. And I don't see anything wrong with that, but I mean, some people are probably taking it that you can't make us fast and pray with you. I don't think the governor is saying that. I think he's just asking people.
Give your thoughts. I want to play it first.
Okay, let's play what the governor said.
And it's real quick.
And and then what they have to say about what the governor said, and then we'll be back after this. Take a listen to this.
Vote today.
Governor Bill Lee is facing praise and backlash tonight for asking Tennesseans to pray and fast alongside him and the First Lady this week. Governor Lee signed a proclamation declaring Thursday a statewide day of prayer, humility, and fasting. The proclamation reads in part, "The people in Tennessee acknowledge our rich blessings, our deep transgressions, and the need to give thanks to God Almighty." People had a lot to say about it on social media. Vera posted on Facebook, "A God-fearing man. God bless him." Nancy wrote, "He can do what he wants to on the day. I am protected by the Constitution from anyone for any reason expecting me to share their religious beliefs." Lucia posted, "Can't hurt. You still have time to weigh in. You can join the conversation on the..."
Okay, so what do you think, folks? One person said, "Hey, I have my constitutional rights. He don't have the right to try to make me do anything." And I don't think that's what the governor was. That's what the situation. But what do you think about the governor of a state and the governor of Tennessee asking the citizens of the state of Tennessee to pray and fast alongside him concerning this situation for our state? What do you think? Do you think there's something wrong with that? Or do you think there's a separation of church and state? Do you think it's a shame that the governor of any state, or especially Bill Lee of Tennessee, will even say something like that and try to force his religion down other people's throat? Or do you think it's not what he has done here? Or like one person says, it doesn't hurt. What does it hurt? I mean, and then, you have some people that, hey, I believe my way, he believes his way, but, to suggest that we all should pray and fast alongside him, that's just not the way. And some people will get offended at that, asking them to do the things that the way you believe it in your religion. So what do you think? Do you think it was proper? You think it was not proper or correct or incorrect what the governor did to ask people to pray and fast alongside him for the state. Yeah.
So, there it is. They call it
Thursday, as a matter of fact, the state Thursday is a for the whole state is a day of prayer. And
that's what he was.
That's what he wants.
He declared. Yeah. It's a voluntary day of prayer, humility, and fasting. So that's interesting. You know what, though? It's one of those things where it's a proclamation. It wasn't a law. Mm-hmm. It wasn't written in the law. Like, hey, if you don't, we're coming to get you. Or you're going to jail. Like back in the days of the Puritans or
okay, but here's the thing though. But was the governor wrong that as a governor of all of the state? Was he wrong in saying that?
Well, here's the thing again. I think there's some assumptions going on. One, he really didn't say, and I think it was carefully worded to avoid some problems. He didn't say what God. He said God. And he said a day of humility. And he said a day of fasting. Okay. He didn't say Jesus. He said God. So for anybody to say technically, or really literally, to say that he's forcing a religion, there are, and this is just, I believe Bill Lee's a Christian, but he did not specify in any way what he was talking about.
And he was asking to stay. He was asking, but then the thing about it is it's only asking probably for those that want to do it in the state.
It wasn't a law. Yeah.
It wasn't a law or trying to press everybody in the state of Tennessee to fast and pray. He was asking those if they could.
It would be it would be a law.
Yeah, but if he says ask people to do it and then you go ahead and do it, then that's up to you. I guess that's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, you got the option because it's not.
So there's nothing.
A law. No.
Okay.
That's at least to me. Now, with people, this is the way people are though, in all sides of life.
Yeah.
People look at Bill Lee as a Republican and say, "Oh, he's shoving these Christian values down our throats again," because he fits the typical Republican, template. So
evangelical Christian.
Look. Yeah. I guess. If you want to say it has a look, but. Like I said, he didn't mention anything about any particular God. He didn't say Jesus. He didn't say anything. It was just a day of fasting, prayer.
But humility. But everybody know who he believes in.
Well,
yeah.
Well, but if it wasn't specific,
okay.
So what I'm saying is, there's no reason for anybody to get any type of way because he wasn't specific of who he's talking about. If he wanted to be specific, I'd have given him credit for doing so.
Yeah.
But he didn't, so I think that was done on purpose to avoid any problems.
Well,
but the problem still ended up happening anyway.
Yeah, well, most people, when you talk about praying for something or for someone or, a lot of people most of the time, they won't have a problem in doing so. But so I don't see what the problem was about the news bringing this out about Bill Lee wanting everybody to pray and fast for him, and I think they just did this to try to stir up something. Because most of the time, when people say they're going to pray for you or let's pray, a lot of people, they don't mind, say, hey, yes, pray for me, or I won't be able to be there, but yes, I think it's a good thing, and that type of thing. But folks, what do you think? 901-213-6020, and comments are coming in as well.
Yes,
John.
sir. Got a few here. Let's see. GKP said we started in the headlines today.
That's right. We got.
Jet was shaking his head, listening to the story. He said, sounds seriously like a settlement could possibly happen. And that's kind of what I was getting at when I brought up the fact that, let's see.
Ruth's Chris?
Yeah, when I brought up the fact about Ruth's Chris and the pressure that they're facing now, because this is all in the news, this is all on our show, this is all on other places.
Right.
And this is putting pressure on them to do something.
Yeah.
Either you sit there and act like you in the right, or you make this right and hopefully don't lose.
Let it go away.
Yeah.
Because the more people that continue to hear this, Chris, then they're gonna form their own opinion about it, and some opinions gonna be bad, and some people opinions are gonna be good. But the bad opinions that are formed by this could cause them to lose business, in some way. So I think they need this to go as soon as possible, rather than continue to argue the fact that they were right, or whatever the case may be. Ruth Chris Steakhouse, they don't need to continue to argue this case. They need it really to go away for their benefit.
Yeah.
And the attorney of the defense attorney,
yeah,
for those people that were kicked out, so he's getting involved now, more involved than he were yesterday, the statement we heard from him. So this may not be good for them if they don't hurry up and do something and settle this thing. And settling, what should they do? I mean, should they give him money? Should they give him what? I don't know. How would this be settled and without the attorney getting involved, without going to court and that type of thing?
That's true.
Would that settlement be enough? Would it be okay to what happened in their restaurant, and then they they escorted the black couple out, and then the white people, they let them sit in there and stayed in there without even leaving and continue their dinner. So, and they were arguing back and forth at the same time. Yes, comments.
Yes, sir. You're right. There's a lot of good points. Let's see. Kelly said, good morning. What's up, man? GKP will have no further comment on this situation with Ruth Chris. That is. So that's his proclamation.
Okay.
This
all
morning.
right. Well, we all already know who it is, what it is, and everything else. That's Ruth Chris. Okay.
Yeah,
Ruth Chris. What is it called?
Ruth Chris.
Ruth Chris. Yeah,
you're right. All right, so no
That's
excuses.
some people's favorite place.
Yes. Jet says no excuses. Everybody, including black people, always try to restrain us. I've seen video of white people being super aggressive and cursing black folks out, spitting on them, etc. But the moment the black person gets fed up and start defending themselves, everyone wants to tell black folks to calm down.
Oh, no.
Or they hold the black person back and treats them like they started the situation.
Or tell them to be the better person.
Yeah, that's what they were telling them.
Yeah, be the better person.
Be the bigger man.
Be the bigger man here. Just go ahead on and leave, man. Get out. Be the better person. Go. Get out of our restaurant. That's what he basically was telling them. By being a bigger man, a better person.
Yeah.
What else we got?
That hit me out of nowhere, guys. Also, it says, Verdell says that guy also has the constitutional right to shut up and not comment.
Who?
I'm not sure who he's referring to there. I don't know if he meant somebody in the
Verdell
comments.
said the guy has the constitutional right to shut up.
Yeah, that guy. So I'm not sure who.
Which guy?
I don't know.
You talking about the restaurant?
I mean, maybe.
Okay.
Like, I can't tell. Jet says, bunch of thieves and killers asking us to pray. Oh man, talking about the government.
Governor, what do you mean a bunch of thieves and killers? I mean, it's Governor Lee, for goodness sake. That's the governor of our state.
Unless he's saying, Memphis is thieves and killers.
Oh, well.
But even that, come on.
Well, no, he's asking the whole state to pray.
Yeah.
And so.
If a killer wants to pray, then.
I mean, yeah, it's for anybody, whatever they want to do. Pray and fast alongside the governor. You can even pray and fast alongside the governor, Jet. And
yeah.
I can even do it, but other people, I don't know, bunch of crooks.
Hey,
but anyway.
Let's see what else. Verdell also says the governor not forcing anything on anyone.
Yeah.
He was just inviting people to join in on what he was doing.
Right. And, and everybody's not going to join in, but those that want to.
Yeah. Also, Jed says he believes in the same God that Nicodemus did.
Okay.
And he believes in it the same way.
Okay. What God did Nicodemus believe in?
Well, Jesus.
No. Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about, the one that went to Jesus?
Yeah, Nicodemus. Yeah.
Yeah. So, unless,
All right.
So, CMB Floors And Home Improvements made a comment.
Okay.
That's a first for them.
Yeah.
Says you shouldn't want everyone to pray for you. Everyone is not praying for your well-being.
Well, I guess the person that's praying, I understand that, but this is not praying personally for a particular person. This is the governor everyone to pray for the situation with our state.
Yeah.
And the situation that's going on, but and I agree, I do agree personally.
Yeah.
You don't want everybody praying for you. You don't. I mean, especially if you go to a church and they say, "Let me lay hands on you," or "Let me touch you," or whatever, and pray for you, or you don't want everybody praying, because a lot of these people that say, "Let me pray for you," they're not even praying in their own private time, so they don't have any power to do anything. They want to put their hands on you for a show and not doing anything. But some people, they're just like that. They don't pray it in their own personal. If you don't pray in your own personal time, how can you pray and help somebody in other places? I mean, but you're right. Don't let everybody pray for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially, like you said, physically.
Physically touching you.
Let me lay hands on you.
Get your hands off me. Yeah, anyway.
Literally.
Hey, I'm laughing at that, but I'm serious.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but at any rate, go ahead, Don.
Jet says, basically, LOL. Something we were saying there. And let's see. Verdell says he was talking about the guy on the governor's story that we played.
Oh, okay.
One of the comments on that video.
Oh, yeah.
The audio.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Let's see. GKP says, keep in mind, this was an indirect hit on Ruth's Chris.
Okay.
These were two patrons that were involved in this altercation, not employees of the restaurant.
Right. All right. I agree.
So it's a fine line when it comes to lawsuits.
Right. Okay.
That's GKP, right. AKA.
So I guess you're saying GKP. Who are they going to sue?
Yeah.
They're going to sue the guy that said what he said. The guy that said the thing to the other guy, or are they going to? I guess they can't sue the restaurant. You're saying, right? Well, it all depends, because the restaurant. Do you think by just kicking this one party out of the restaurant and not kicking the other person out, don't you think that was kind of half-hearted or something? Or why did they leave this other guy in? Because he owned an ambulance company, or he and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
they need to put his name out there, because I mean the news went close enough, but they didn't tell his name.
Yeah.
If he owns an ambulance company, he's out here spewing the N-word.
Right.
That he don't need to be ambulancing nobody.
Well, taking nobody. He may tell his workers, hey, slow down when you got a black person in there need to go to the hospital. I mean,
that's real talk.
But folks, it's
that's
serious.
A joke about it, but it's serious.
It could be very serious.
These folks crazy out here.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But what do you think? Comment. Thanks for your comments.
One more so far. Jet says, not according to what Jesus told him, as far as Nicodemus is concerned. Mm-hmm. He was of his father Satan. Mm-hmm. Now, didn't he say that to Peter? He said that to Peter. It wasn't Nicodemus he said that to.
He said, you're your father the devil.
Yeah, he didn't say that to Nicodemus.
No, well, I don't know if he said no to Nicodemus.
No.
But
because I know that. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah.
But I know he said it to Peter a couple of times.
Yeah, he rebuked Peter a couple of times. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But maybe Jet has a point he's trying to prove to here. And if you have that point, Jet, spell it out so we can understand what you're saying.
Yeah. But I do know those facts. I'm not saying that. And then it's like, that could almost be like a breaking bread thing if we want to get into all that.
Yeah. Carlos Yates. Yates or Yates, I think I'm saying it right. Yates, Yatez, Yates or Yates.
Yeah, I saw that.
Carlos, he says politicians should stay out of religion.
Okay.
And pastors should stay out of politics. Oh, that's another topic for another day, though. That's a big one. But Carlos, I don't think politicians should stay out of religion. And I don't think pastors should stay out of politics. I think it's all involved.
Yeah.
You know, if anybody is in charge of politics, God is in charge of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And so if God is in charge of it all and created all things and made all things and everybody, then why should you try to keep God out of politics?
I agree.
I mean, he owns everything.
I agree. You know what I do think, though?
Uh-huh.
And it's, a lot of pastors on a small scale and a big scale, black and white, have done this in the pulpit at least, that they are not going to endorse candidates in their pulpits, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, politics can be so...
Well, I don't think...
Because you don't know that person, like, if something comes out on that person that you didn't know, you had them up in your...
Well, I don't think pastors are doing that for that reason. Yeah. I think pastors are doing that because of the tax-free money that they're getting from the government.
You mean endorsing
candidates? They can't do that in the pulpit. That's not the reason why they're not in. They're endorsing that to keep their money and keep things going for them, so they won't lose anything, get in trouble with the government. But no. In most cases, that's not the case of why pastors are doing. But I don't think pastors should stay out of politics. You know, if some pastors can get into politics, and maybe things can be better. You know,
it depends on the pastor. Like,
we need godly people leading in this society. The scripture says that when the wicked rule, the people mourn.
Yeah.
And when the righteous rule, the people rejoice. You know, we need people that are...
That's true, but I'm going to tell you something. The one thing I've seen as a problem with some pastors, and it hadn't been that many, to be clear, even in the history of, like, major politics, but the few that do run, they don't know nothing about the community or education or economics.
Well,
you can't just be a pastor and not know anything about how to run the office. You know, I ain't voting for you.
Right.
You know, it's just
just because you're a pastor.
Yeah. No.
It don't, or Christian, it don't mean that all Christians should vote for you just because you say you're a pastor or a spiritual leader or case may be, you know, you may not know what you're talking about. I mean, you know, that's just like, you know, giving a gun to somebody have never shot a gun before, don't know anything about it.
Exactly.
You know, and say, hey, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Let me go to war. Put me in the army.
You don't know anything, don't know how to shoot the gun, point the gun at himself, don't know what he's doing, you know. So, but no, just because you're a spiritual leader, a pastor, or somebody, don't mean that qualifies you, or that doesn't mean that qualifies you to step into the political office, or to run for a political office and think people should vote for you. But I do agree. I do believe that pastors and Christians as well should be involved in all type of ministries. Pastors, evangelists, prophets, apostles, you know, all of them should be involved in politics. Politicians, he said, should stay out of well, yeah.
And, that's what I said, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that was, who was that, Carlos?
Oh, yeah, it was Carlos, yeah. Carlos also says, what do you think about Ecclesiastes 10:2? You know, you have to get us on a, what is it called?
Yeah,
Breaking Bread Day.
Discussion,
yeah.
Break it down.
On that. But what do you think about it, Carlos? If you...
down
put the scripture down. But what do you think about it? And I'd like to hear what you have to think. You know, just put up something on there that, what do you think about Ecclesiastes 10:2? Well, what do you think about it? You know, but you know, I don't know where you want me to go with Ecclesiastes 10:2. You know, so I mean, you know, we could. That's why the scripture says we're to rightly divide the word of truth, to show ourselves approved. Rightly divided. If it can be rightly divided, it can be wrongly divided. So, but at any rate, appreciate your comments, though, man. We really, really appreciate it. And 901-213-6020. And big situation. We were talking about Ruth Chris.
Yes.
You know, I don't know, man. It's that's tough.
I got another comment here.
Yeah, that's tough.
GKP says, keep in mind also, Bob, that the man was filming their food when the video starts.
Yes.
Then he got up to confront the other guy.
Okay, but
that's when that's when they were asked to leave the restaurant.
Right. I understand that. And here's the situation. Before he started videoing his food, I think the N-word was said before he turned his camera on.
Yeah.
Okay, so he turned his camera on to video the food after the N-word was said. Why did he turn his camera on then started acting the food?
Well, now,
he
now, to be honest, he did in the beginning of it. He said, "Hey, I ain't gonna let these folks bother me. Look at this food here."
Okay, well,
and that was how it started. Cause
absolutely, well, yeah.
Then he let it bother.
Then he let it bother him.
Yeah. So I don't know if the guy just kept saying it. I'm really curious.
Yeah.
How it started. Like, in what way did the man actually say the N-word? In what vein? Like, it doesn't matter either way if he did. And it's
well,
bad.
He said it. I mean,
But I'm just curious. Like, did he just yell out in? You know what I'm saying?
Well, he didn't have to yell it out. He could say it under his breath, or just said it low, and he said it.
I'm just curious how it started. Is all.
Well, and
if a man sitting on another table, like what would make you do that?
But then some people too would wonder, why would black people get so upset about the N-word if you're not an N-word? You say, well, N-I-G-G-E-R, whatever, N-word is not black people. It means something else. Okay, so why get upset if it means something else?
Well, I mean, I think, at least to me, the connotation and where the word came from.
Yeah, what you say and what they mean behind behind saying it.
That's why with certain people say it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it sets you off.
Well, I mean,
because the history, and if that group of people was historically known for using that word in the worst possible vein, then it's like the stupid thing where, and I think it's stupid, where white people say, well, black folks will say the N-word, why can't we say it? Well, first of all, and I think that's dumb for this reason.
Yeah.
Why do you want to say it so bad?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
what does it matter? You shouldn't want to say it anyway,
right.
especially.
Right.
And it does matter with race in this matter, because you are white. Why would you want to say that?
Yeah.
Do you want to get beat up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't care who it is.
Well, it
could be a black person from South Memphis. Just real quick to finish this last point. It could be a black person from South Memphis. Mm-hmm. It could be a black person that's the chairman of the city council. Mm-hmm. You're gonna get the equal response from either one of those folks.
Well,
why do you want to say it?
Some people feel comfortable saying it in a certain place or environment. Let's say if you're in a place where there's all white people and some black people come in and you feel, okay, I can't stand them, N-word folks. Mm-hmm. Some people feel comfortable because there's mostly them there.
And that's vice versa. Yeah, that's true.
So, people would say what they want to say, and it all depends on the environment that they're in. And feel like, hey, I have the majority. I can say what I want to say. We're the majority here. But that doesn't make it right at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it right. Mm-hmm. And the guy if he did say the N-word, which I didn't hear, but, I don't know. But from all indications, it seems like he did say it. Okay? Yeah. And to continue to argue back with the guy and that type of thing, he wanted this stuff to go down and then sit there and continue to eat his food while he watched the other couple being escorted out. And somehow, seems to me, he knew he wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Because he was relaxing, sitting there, and I don't know, maybe he knew the people at the restaurant. Maybe they knew him and his ambulance company.
That's what I think.
And all of that said, well, we can't escort this guy out. This is a big-time guy. He's associated with a lot of other big-time people that come in here. So let's get these black people out of here so that, they don't interfere in the rest of his meal.
Yeah.
But whatever. I'm just saying.
And it looked like, and honestly, again, and I've said it before, when he came up to that white man's table, the manager of the restaurant, one of the managers, whatever, he came up like he was telling a friend in an upset manner, stop talking.
Yeah.
It looked like he was telling a friend, stop talking.
He was telling this to the ambulance guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, the white guy.
To stop talking.
Stop talking, stop talking, stop talking. We're going to handle this. We're going to get them out of here. Stop talking. Don't say nothing. Exactly. But the guy kept talking.
He did keep talking.
So, evidently...
he was talking and eating.
and he knew he was going to stay there.
Yep.
And the guy telling him stop talking, he knew the guy that said that, to say stop talking, had no plans on escorting or telling him to get up and get out.
Exactly.
He was just telling him to stop talking, but you could stay. But the guy didn't stop, and he knew what he was saying, and he by him kept saying what he was saying, that they weren't going to escort him out. That's the way it seems. I don't know.
That's why I think at the end of the day,
I
think Ruth's Chris is going to end up paying something or trying to do something to settle this.
They need to do something to quieten it down, because it's getting louder and louder and louder about this, and updates are coming out. We're talking about it again, and the attorney now is beginning. It seems like he wanted to push this.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
Wharton family.
look good. Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you, I think they don't want this to go to court.
No.
No matter how confident they feel. But the fact of them fighting it wouldn't look good.
Well, that would be interesting if it went to court, and
then
they end up winning.
Man,
that would make it worse.
Oh my goodness!
But Carlos Yates, hey man, we appreciate you. And,
good stuff, man.
Yeah, good stuff. We didn't mean to criticize you, but but I didn't criticize you.
No.
Just wanted you to, feel welcome, man. This is a show. The heart of the wise. He says the heart of the wise inclines to the right, but the heart of the fool to the left. Okay? All right. Okay. All right. Right and left. So still, what are you trying to say to me?
I don't know if he means Democrat, Republican. Sometimes right and left means that.
Yeah. But no. But I'm just trying to get in to say, okay, you quoting these scriptures in here and bringing them in. What are you trying to say concerning? You have to explain yourself. You're the one that said something about what I just want to know what he's referring to. Is it the governor? No, I don't. I'm not going to even speculate on it.
Okay.
He's putting the scriptures in here. Let him come in or let him call. You're welcome to call, Carlos.
Yeah.
At 901-213-6020 and explain your. I can't explain your scriptures and what you mean, trying to add it to the statement of what was said. You can have your own interpretation of what is being said here, and we'd like to hear from you though.
Yeah.
What do you have to say? What do you mean? So we don't wrongly interpret you and your thoughts and your heart.
Hey, so a couple more here. Yeah. GKP says also we can't confirm the N-word was said. Then he said the question will also be, what did he say to the man? Did he call that man a cracker or a honky first? Respond.
Okay, so that brings up a point. That brings up a good point. Yeah. Okay, so you mean tell me the black couple walks into a restaurant with their friends and they sit down to eat and and all that, order their food, and then you say, okay, so a white guy just out of the blue just gonna say the N-word to you out of nowhere?
And that was that's what I'm saying. I'm curious how it started.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna see if there's a way to get in contact with that guy. I don't know if either him or his attorney would want to actually talk about the circumstances.
Well, they probably won't talk about it with us on the air, but we'll try. And I'm going to try to get a hold of Ruth Chris.
Yeah.
And see what they would say on this whole thing. How did this start? What, in their opinion, on this whole thing. But at any rate, 901-213-6020.
Oh, and Jet says every chairman of the city council. He said every chairman won't say your mama. Josh. Then Jay with a couple more before we go to break here. Jay says if it were GKP and he called me, that in public, he would have been dealt with in public.
Well,
regardless of consequences.
Oh, come on, Jed. You know black people call people, we call black, not me, but black people, I hear it all the time, calling each other the N-word. We don't make no big deal out of that. People,
it's different.
It's, it shouldn't be though. Black people call black people the N-word all the time.
It's a horse of another color.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you're going to call each other the N-word then a white person call you the N-word, you've been calling each other the N-word all day before that. And now all of a sudden, now you want to get upset and uptight because a white person called you the N-word and the other people you were talking to the day before, y'all were calling each other the N-word.
Yeah.
Now you want to make a big deal out of it, like something's wrong with it. Well, nobody should be using that word. Let's put it that way. That's the way I feel. Mm-hmm. Nobody should call anybody that word. Whether you're white or whether you're black, you should never use, so what you're saying, that black people are N-word folks? You saying is that what black people are? That we can say it to each other, so it's okay? It's not okay. Well, what you're proclaiming is that's what black people are, the N-word.
That's a thought. Now, I feel like we ought to save that because that's a discussion we can have.
Yeah.
And its own topic, or if you want to do it in the second hour, we can ask that question. Yeah. And I know we got some other stuff too we want to get to.
Yeah. Any more?
Yeah. Amen. I don't know if you want me to get these after the break.
Let's read those other topics after the other comments.
Yeah.
After this quick break, and we got another hot topic, folks, that's coming up. You don't want to miss, and we'll continue to read our conversation. 901-213-6020. Carlos, man, appreciate you coming on. Michelle, thanks for watching and checking in with us. Rodney, thanks
Real news.
Yes, indeed. And Charlie Caswell.
Yeah,
yes,
he shared the video. Shout out to you.
Yeah, thanks, Charlie, Jay, and continue on and on and on. Hey, thanks for checking in with us. We'll be back after this. You're listening to Talk Back Live with Bob
and Josh.
8:56 is the time. 56 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock Central Time. On a Tuesday morning. We'll be back after this. If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and cakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
The comments that had come in, and we were going to read some of the other comments that came in on our show here.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So let me get back to these real quick here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Who was first in the last couple? Jay says about GKP.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Jet says about Jay. Jay gonna make them white folk in the right. LOL. To GKP. I know GKP is gonna be back in a minute, so
yeah,
we'll see his response to that.
I mean, is Jet really laughing out loud about that, or is he really serious?
Well, he put LOL.
Okay,
but hey, that's a good question.
Yeah.
Dominic Lawson in the building. He says he's gonna be on me later on the sports show in the second half. Dominic says, this is an interesting timing for the governor to make the proclamation, seeing as that Yom Kippur, which is Jewish thing there, is the day before that day of prayer, starting at sundown today.
Yeah.
As a Jew, as Dominic says that he's a Jew, I don't see it as him shoving his religion down my throat, even though I think everyone should take a day of reflection every once in a while, whether you're religious or not. However, I think given our political environment, Governor Lee had to have known this was going to spark controversy. If you get the proclamation, great, adhere to it. If you don't, ignore it and move on. Like Josh said, it's a proclamation, not a law.
Yeah, and the governor, he probably knew that it would cause some controversy, but I mean, there's a lot of things that people say cause controversy, but they say it anyway.
True.
So what are we to do? Anything about church, don't say it because it could be controversial. It may cause problems. People may not like what you say about Jesus, or what you say about God, or what you say about the Bible, or or what you say about Catholics, or Pentecostals, or Presbyterians, or Lutherans, or coaches, or whoever.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is that you just have to just stay quiet. I think the governor had the right to bring that up. At the same time, we can't, and then we can't just knock the governor because he brings up something religious.
Yeah. And it's funny, like you said, when the story read those comments, different on the news Facebook page, that it was kind of split, but I think when it comes to this, people that don't like religion anyway,
yeah,
they come out anything if they hear about it, they're gonna hate it.
Right.
It's almost like that when we talked about the museum in Collierville.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just want to. They're just a business trying to make improvements to their business and expand a little bit.
Right.
And the Freedom from Religion Foundation said, doggone it, we can't let this happen.
We can't fund them with our taxpayers' dollars. That's a religious organization. So everything else can get funded by the money except for those that are a Christian organization.
Yeah.
You know,
even though they're a business.
They're a business. That's a bunch of baloney. You know.
So, but, you know, we saw that didn't work, you know, for them. But,
yeah.
You know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
People going to hate what they want
But
to hate.
either if you say you're a Christian, then you either ashamed or not ashamed of the gospel.
Yeah.
You know, if you're a Christian and you say you're a Christian, then you shouldn't be ashamed of what's being said.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if people are saying I'm a Christian and I'm ashamed, you know, I don't want to talk about it. You know, that's a tight subject. You know, I don't want to get into. Well, you're not a Christian. You know, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. And if you have the Lord on the inside of your heart, you have Jesus, and you're a real Christian. I mean, you don't mind saying what's on your mind. You don't mind saying what's in your heart.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't, say, well, I'm not going to say that, because that'll cause controversy. What is controversy? What do you consider controversial? What do people consider something that's controversial? So, I mean.
Well, whatever they don't like, probably.
Whatever they don't like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden it's become controversial. I mean, you look at the Bible, I mean, God made everything. So, well, some people don't believe that either. So, but anyway.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
But, I think it's one more comment here so far for, in case anything else here. Jet says, I hear women, and this is to the N-word conversation we were having.
Okay.
He says, I hear women call each other the B word all the time, but I don't call them that. Why would I want to?
Well, it wouldn't be appropriate.
Yeah. So I guess it's like with the N-word. It's kind of what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand, the thought that, hey, if you say it, then they should be able to say it. I don't buy that. And it's not to legitimize black folks saying that word, right?
No,
that's
doesn't.
That's not what I mean. But just because folks say it, and then some white people say, "Well, I should be able to say it." No.
Yeah,
that's not the way it works, partner. It's just like Jet said with the B word. Some women call each other that all the time, even friends. But me as a man that respects women, no.
Absolutely not.
I'm not doing it just because you're doing it.
And I get your point. I get the point.
Well, I mean,
a person that normally calls people the N-word. Well, that don't mean that if you're color you can call me the N-word. But my point is this.
Yeah.
I mean, are we real N-words? I mean, are you calling black people the N-word? Is that what we are? So we either deny it from blacks and whites and everybody else, and I get offended a person calling me the N-word. Now, just because I'm black don't you think
that it's okay.
That it's okay to call me the N-word.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. If you're black and you think you're wrong if you call me the N-word. I just want to let you know. And if a white person call me the N-word, he's wrong too. And I consider the black person calling me an N-word just as bad as a white person calling me the N-word. Well, I don't just, and I don't just say that, okay, it was a black person, it's okay. I don't get offended that much by it because it was another black person. No, if you're a black person, you call me the N-word, I'm going to be just as mad at you as I would with a white person calling me an N-word. It doesn't matter. So just because I mean that you can get away with calling me the N-word and then, a white person can't. No, nobody can get away with calling me the N-word, and that's the way we should feel. But we just dog each other out every day, and folk calling each other the N-word. Why? Because it's some people say it's a cultural thing. It's not a cultural thing. It's a wrong thing, and it needs to be taught. It needs to be told to people. You need to stop it. But we don't say anything about it. Young people are raised up, and they let their young kids say that kind of stuff and think it's okay because black people can say it to each other. Why? Why? What does it mean for black people to constantly say the N-word to each other? It's not okay. It should never be okay. 901-213-6020. And Rodney, welcome. Good morning. In other news, Josh.
Yes, sir.
We've got Berlin Boyd is back in the news again, and he's for the 7th district.
Yeah.
And this is a runoff election between Miss Thomas. What is her name? Michelle? Michaelin. Michaelin Easter Thomas. Mm-hmm. And Berlin Boyd. And there's one other guy. I think he's a white guy. What's his name?
Well, no, he's not in it. It's down to the last two.
Okay, the last two. Okay.
The two highest
votes.
Mm-hmm.
The track record, Berlin Boyd says, I have a track record. My opponent don't. Well, I mean, it makes sense that you have a track record because you're on the city council. Yes, you have a track record. Yeah. If she hasn't been on the city council, then she don't have a track record. That doesn't prove anything. Berlin Boyd.
Yeah.
Well, it proves something that shows you how.
You know what's funny?
Stupid he is for him to say something like that. That doesn't make sense. That's why we need you off of the city council.
You know what's funny? Yeah. When I hear Berlin Boyd's name, it's the alliteration.
It sounds like an enemy.
It's so funny you said that. That's just what I was saying. He sounds like a villain on like a superhero show or something.
Yeah.
Oh, there's that villainous Berlin Boyd again.
Yeah. Brutus on Popeye.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah. Get a can of spit.
Well, I wasn't thinking about Popeye, but that's a funny one there too.
Yeah.
But here's the story, y'all. In case you don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
BB Berlin Boyd for city council again against Michaelin Easter Thomas. You're gonna hear from both of them.
Yeah.
In this story, so take a listen and let us know what you think.
All right, and what do you think on this? And I mean, take a listen.
Memphis voters in District 7 will head back to the polls for next month's runoff election. Incumbent Councilman Berlin Boyd received 30% of the vote last week. Challenger Michaelin Easter Thomas, 21%. The seat covers North Memphis and parts of Fraser, Uptown, and Mud Island. Local 24 News weekend anchor Annette Pegler spoke to both of them, and she joins me in the studio now. Okay, Annette, break down what they hope voters will think about when they actually head to the polls.
Yeah, Katina, Michaelin Easter Thomas says the people of that district want to see change, but Boyd and says he's done a lot within these past 4 years. We stacked up both of their resumes against each other to let the voters decide.
I have a track record to prove what I can and what I will continue to do. My opponent doesn't.
People are wanting something different, and they showed that on Election Day.
In a little more than a month, a highly popular Memphis City Council race is headed to a runoff. Berlin Boyd, who currently holds the District 7 seat, says he was influential in rebuilding the Ed Rice Community Center, but he's most proud of the driver's license reinstatement amnesty program.
Helping people reinstate their driver's license. We are helping people expunge their records. Those are real things that we're doing right now.
His opponent, Michaelin Easter Thomas, who is an educator for Shelby County Schools, says if you drive through the district, you'll notice the problems firsthand.
Seeing that what these kids are dealing with and then what their families are dealing with, it's hard to combat that in schools when they're returning to a community that does not offer a blink of progress.
Easter Thomas says she founded the nonprofit Our Grass, Our Roots to transform North Memphis into a vibrant community, something she says isn't being done now.
Poverty is rising, and the things to alleviate that are not hitting the majority of the district.
Boyd says he's used to the criticism. He received some back in 2017 when he says he forgot to recuse himself in a council vote involving a new client with his consulting firm.
The one thing that I can say with all sincerity, I have never had a conflict of interest. I am human. I make mistakes.
He's a human
That
being.
runoff election is November 14th. Early voting starts Friday, October 25th, and runs through Saturday, November 9th. Live in the studio, Annette Pegler, Local 24 News.
I'm a human. I make mistakes.
Fighting Championship returns to Tampa, Florida.
Yes, that's where he needs to go.
The fighting champ.
That's where he needs to go. But I mean, I'm a human. I make mistakes. Yes, you made a lot of them, Berlin boy, and that's why you've got to go. I mean, you need to go. Michael and Easter Thomas is the person I think a lot of people are calling for now. And you
really the last hope, to be honest.
Yeah, Berlin only got 30% of the vote. So that tells you right there that a lot of people in that district did not really overwhelmingly vote for him, and he's in trouble. And he knows he's in trouble. And for all of the crazy stuff that he did during his tenure and his time on the city council, and now he wants those. Listen, folks, now this Berlin boy wants those same people that he did not serve properly in his district. I want you guys, even though I messed over you guys and I puked on you and didn't do anything for you. All right, it's time to go back to the polls to put me in again, you idiots. That's what Berlin the board is saying.
Amazing.
He wants to go back to the polls. The people go back to the polls and put him in, even though he did the crazy stuff that he did. Michelle Land said, big mistake. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. If people vote him back in again, don't say nothing. In that district, if you people vote him in again and get in office, don't say anything about Berlin, but I don't want to hear it. Because if you put him back in there again, then he's certainly going to mess over you now, because now he's got what he wants, and he figured, okay, well, this opportunity, I can use this to run for mayor now, because the people really wanted me to be there, so actually you're saying what he wants to hear, and then he'll use that as his advantage, as to say, well, the people spoke, so hey, they wanted me back in office, and certainly they would want me for mayor. They voted me in twice.
You think that's his next step?
That's his next step.
His next goal.
His next goal is to run for mayor of the city of Memphis. Get him out. Get him out now. He does not deserve to be anything else in this city as far as leading the people. Especially trying to bring some white people out of Mississippi and then to put them over a black person in a community where this guy never lived. All of a sudden, bring him in and then move him to the Raleigh community and then try to get the people there to vote, get him in a position where he can be voted on.
Yeah, and that was District 1.
Yeah.
Because that seat was open, if you remember. When he was chairman of the council, we covered that story at the time. A lot of people in that community were in an uproar, literally.
Right.
Leaders in that community and everything came on the show, were at the meeting, had the big face down, where people were thrown out, and it was just ugly. Ugly mess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's one of those things.
Okay. Like not saying you already worked, what is that, for FedEx when the downtown deal was done?
Yeah, it's as far as Berlin.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
But say it again, because I didn't really understand what you...
Like not saying.
Well, she's an example, like not saying...
Oh, okay, I got you.
Like Berlin.
Like him saying, like Berlin not saying you already worked for FedEx with the downtown deal was not, but when the downtown deal was not done. Anyway, okay. All right.
Well,
yeah.
And to what she's talking about is what Berlin brought up in the story we just played.
Right.
About, not knowing or forgetting to recuse himself when the deal that was done downtown had just happened to be with a business he was working for. It almost made it look like a conflict of interest.
Yeah. Okay. Well, he is a conflict of interest. But yeah, folks, please, in the 7th district, do not vote this thing in office. So you only have one other choice, and give her a chance. And he referenced here, Josh, about his what was that? His track record.
Yeah, track record.
You have a track record in the city council because you were voted in. And so he says, my opponent don't. Well, evidently she don't because she's never been there. That doesn't make sense, Berlin. But right. It says here, she says, you can notice the problems firsthand in the community. That Berlin, where he's at, where he's been working all this time.
Yeah, and that's Michelle.
It's Miss Thomas has said that.
Oh, okay.
She said you can see the problem in the community.
Yeah.
And he's been there all the time. He hadn't changed it. He had no intentions on changing things. He's concerned about other people, other places. Rather than his own district. And the school is not successful. It's studying. In other words, I wrote that note, but what she was talking about is you have kids that go to school, they leave their home in a troubled community, they go to school, and they have a few hours of peace, if you can say that, of learning at school, but they can't learn and study because they know they have to go back to that community. That's a troubled community.
Yeah.
And so they're thinking about getting out of school, going back to that community, and not really learning anything because their mind is somewhere else, So, and that's a reason why, for the kids' sake and for the people that are in school, let's change the community. Put somebody in office that can make a change and get Berlin Boyd out and just, swing him across town somewhere else or over in West Memphis. Swing him over there somewhere. But at any rate.
West Memphis doing good, man.
Yeah, don't put that on West Memphis. Yeah.
They got the guy that ran for mayor actually doing some real good stuff down there.
Yeah.
So, hey. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, Carlos sent me another message. Good. Okay. Thanks, Carlos. He says, when black candidates run against each other in Memphis, Republicans become the king makers. That's true. In a sense, I guess, you don't only have black Democrats, you have black Republicans as well. So Republicans are not just white, but I do understand where you're coming from. But, I think it doesn't hurt for black candidates to run against each other.
Yeah, as long as it's not, I think in any race, black or white, you don't need a ton of people running.
Yeah, that's too many people running.
Now, District 7 had way too many people to me.
Yeah.
You look at that long list, it was about 7-8 people.
And a lot of it were people that were just trying to get in office to make a name for themselves. They could care less about the community.
Yeah.
Thurston Smith was one of them.
Yeah.
He didn't care about the community. He wanted to get in there and make a name for himself and continue to move up the ladder or whatever he calls it or something.
And I got to say something too. Yeah. Now, you know what gets on my nerves a little bit?
Yeah.
People that lose, right? Or know they're going to lose or whatever. And this goes to something I brought up before the election.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all can still comment on it if you want to in the minutes we have remaining.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember, and I put out the video again this past weekend when I was talking about people love to blame Memphians for not voting. right? They love to blame people for not voting.
Okay.
Why is there no blame placed or responsibility placed on the people that run the office for not connecting with the people in that area? Because I'll say it again, and the reason I'm bringing it up again is because after the elections are over, I've seen different people that help support some of these candidates. They're saying, well, guess what, Memphis? You get what you deserve. You get what you deserve because you didn't vote for my guy. No, you fool.
Yeah.
If you really thought your candidate was a good candidate, then he should have ran like he was serious.
Yeah.
I say the same thing about Willie Harrington. Whatever folks want to think, I know he's got his legion of supporters, but they weren't enough. The problem with him, all he did was folks that voted for him in the past. That's not smart, because this is a different Memphis now. This is a different Memphis with people that don't know who you are.
Right.
Or have just heard of you, and you need to prove yourself over again. And Harrington was too arrogant for his own good. And to hear people that got shows in this area to say, well, you know, Memphis, you get what you deserve, you know what I mean, and this, that, and the other. No.
What do they mean you get what you deserve?
Because I know, you know, Thaddeus was a big supporter of his and everything like that. But for you to sit up there and be arrogant and then curse out for not voting for him, that's why they didn't vote for you. Because the only show he was on, other than Mike Williams, was yours. And y'all up there being arrogant, talking about old times, and we don't know what in the world he's talking about, and what he's about now. And then to go over to, we talk about Thurston, right? Lloyd Brown, very smart guy, right? But then I see, you know, even before the election, I guess he knew they were going to lose. And you talk about how Memphis deserves what it gets because of the voting turnout. No. You're mad because nobody voted for your sorry candidate. And Thurston
nobody wanted Thurston Smith in the...
That's true. He got the least amount of votes in District 7.
Yeah.
201 votes. You know why? Because he was a sorry candidate.
Yeah.
Did a pathetic job running his campaign, and then didn't answer any real questions about pulling the gun on a man that was working for him. And so my whole thing in saying this is I don't like the fact that candidates don't like to claim responsibility for not winning a race, and they want to blame the citizens for not voting. They don't trust you. The citizens don't trust the system.
Yeah.
And then you get mad at the citizens for not trusting you. That shows there's something wrong. Like, even when I put that out there, people said, no, it ain't the candidate's job to suck up to you. They just need... No, it is. It is. You need to make the effort and not just sit back and
expect people to vote for you for nothing.
Just to come out and vote for you.
Yeah, no.
You know, and
absolutely not.
And this is coming from a person that used to think, well, people need to get out and vote. You know, you can't complain. Well, look, here's the thing. They see that the candidates are full of mess.
Who they going to vote for?
And nobody wants to vote.
Who they going to vote for? I mean,
so this outdated thinking is just going to continue to grow voter apathy.
Yeah, what some people want is, okay, my candidate may not be all, but you need to go out and vote anyway, even though there's nobody out there that you like. No, that's why the voter turnout was wrong. It's because people think just because there's candidates out there, people should get out and vote for somebody, even though they don't like them and they don't believe in them. The candidates are not making enough noise and, making people believe that they can do something for the community. They're not making or giving the people enough or enough of what the people want to hear that needs to be done in the community.
Yeah.
And so, people just not going to go out and vote just because, well, should go out and vote for my candidate who don't like him or her.
Yeah.
No, that's crazy.
It's insane. And I think, as I said before, it makes me wonder, do some of these people not really, at the end of the day, do they really not want people to vote anyway?
Yeah.
Do they think maybe getting as less people out to vote as possible gives us a better chance to win?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. And one thing I'll give, Jim Strickland credit for is, one, he kind of sat back because he knew he didn't really have any real competition.
Yeah.
Because Tammy didn't get out and do nothing. It then shot herself in the foot.
Mm-hmm.
Harrington was too arrogant to get out and do something. I think he really could have had a better push than he did.
If he would have reached out to the whole community rather than, like you said,
just
the people
a certain group of people. And it's one of two things. One, did he really want to win in the first place?
Good question.
Did he really want to win in the first place? I'm going to repeat that to some of y'all. And two, he didn't do a good job if he was trying to win.
Yeah.
All I'll say is he pulled a good 30,000 away, from some other people.
Yeah.
So, who knows? He was a nice magnet. Mm-hmm. And then, what does he say? Here's another thing that kind of raises some suspicion for me. After Harrington loses, he conceded very quickly.
Yeah.
Before all the votes were even finished counted. Mm-hmm. And then two, he immediately says, well, I'm going to support Mr. Strickland and whatever he needs. Mm-hmm. Just give me a call. Now, one, that's nothing wrong with saying that. Mm-hmm. But two, that's pretty quick, as much as he was saying stuff during the election.
Yeah.
And now you say, well, hey, we just need to support the mayor. Just like Harrington was doing, Strickland was mayor. If y'all look at it, just look up Harrington and Strickland. There's plenty of pictures of them together.
Yeah.
There's plenty of everything. Harrington was the one at the prayer breakfast that caused the controversy a couple of years ago, when he said the black community is its own problem.
Yeah.
And stop looking for other people to solve the problem.
And
then
problem responsible for the crime and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and then he runs talking about how crime's going up. It's I had a lot to say on that, but hey, y'all let me know what you think. I see comments coming in to read some of them.
Yeah, go ahead and read some of the comments. And on all the other topics we talked about today, too, you're welcome to leave comments or to call or whatever you want to do and talk about them in the time we have remaining.
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
Let's see. Going back here. Okay, Jed says, in the words of Ronald Reagan, in regards to the Berlin Wall, District 7, take down that wall.
Take down that wall.
Oh, man. Wow, I know you remember that.
Berlin Wall, yes.
Oh, man. Jed says the photo can't come through on here.
Yeah.
But he puts a picture of slave whip marks on his back, as far as he was saying the photo he was trying to post through.
Okay.
There was a slave whip marks on his back. I think it might have been with the earlier topic. But then as far as the voting, he says, good point, Josh, 100. I think the public is smarter for it. They're not just voting because they can. Low voting turnout is what the system wanted. That's a thought, like I was saying. It makes you wonder. Robert Lee, what's up, Mr. Lee?
Yes,
Good
sir.
to see you coming in again. He says, well, I do understand where you're coming from, but we also must look at voter apathy. Most people here in Memphis do not believe in self. Most of the times, even if the candidate is trying to connect with that community, the community is apprehensive because, one, they have always been let down, and two, they have stopped caring about the community on a whole. It's more about self. It's an interesting point.
Wow, pretty interesting.
Jet says, I think the public is smarter. Well, that's what I just read. Jet says, it is their job for the candidates to reach the community. If everyone is BS, then it's smart not to waste gas to get a bleep heat stroke. I guess voting for that. Robert says, if I can get you not to vote, I'll feel like voting won't matter. I can still maintain control over you and the community. And then Jet says he raised a lot of money for his schools, Harrington. Well, that's interesting. Now, I think Harrington, didn't he lose all his schools?
I don't know. But, but now, what did Robert Lee say his last statement? What was it?
If I can get you not to vote, I'll feel like voting won't matter. I can still maintain control over you and the community.
If I can get you not to vote.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
That's what, and I get it. And I was reading some of that. But I still think it's like this. I think people really need to look at the outdated way that people are still trying to get votes from people. It just is what it is. And it's so outdated and so transparently fake that especially my generation behind me, and right in front of me, they just can read crap easier because they've seen it from their parents' generations and how politics goes. Even when, you don't pay attention, but you always see political commercials and candidates, they run the same way. They say the same things. They promise the same things, and then we end up with the same problems. So unless you can get somebody that comes in a little bit more realistic and transparent, then it's just not going to be any different to me. I think it comes from what Robert Lee said is some of it. I do think some people have quit on their community. But I also think some people have quit believing in crap. And they want you to prove something to me. Don't be like and I don't mean to rant here, but don't be like LaMichael Wilson that thinks he can get votes by meeting up with Greg at a cigar bar. Instead of actually running a doggone campaign. That's why LaMichael got 280 votes.
He met up with 280 people at the cigar booth. Anyway.
So it ain't working. It was him and Thurston in a circle. They had some of the least votes I ever seen anybody get. I think you may wonder why. So all I'm saying is, you gotta be smarter and you gotta be real. It takes both. You don't just be real and not be smart, and you also don't just be smart and not be real. So it's got to be a good combination.
The people can look into them and tell who's who and what's going on, and they'll make their vote, and they did. And so
the ones that voted,
and I mean it was low turnout, but it was low because people didn't present anything, that the people had any reason to vote otherwise. But hey, what do you think? Jet said the Berlin Wall. Berlin's got to go.
Oh, a couple more came in here.
He's got to go.
Absolutely. Greg says, good morning. I guess he just came in.
Good morning, Greg.
Speaking of Greg and the cigars with Wilson. And I heard it didn't look like you went, Greg, to smoke with LaMichael. Robert says the black community does not understand politics. Here in Memphis, we vote by name, popularity, image. That's a good point.
That's a good point. But do you really think the black community don't understand politics? After all the stuff that has been going on in the political races is for this and that over the years, or are people just still settling for names? Because these old names are leaving now. They're going out, and so you've got people with other names that people never heard of are moving into these offices now. So
and now I'm gonna tell you one that I didn't mind winning. Despite not saying he's a perfect candidate, but Ed Ford Sr. When he won the race over Davin Clemens.
Right.
The gay police officer. Married to the pastor and sexually assaulted multiple
he's
men.
married to a man pastor.
Yes.
Want to make sure he's not married to a woman pastor.
No.
What is his name? Davin Clemens, a police officer from Memphis. He's a homosexual, whatever he calls himself is, and one
of the worst things also is he's been accused of sexually assaulting multiple men. While being an officer.
But yet he wanted to get into the city council. No, I'm glad they didn't vote.
Hey, Greg says, no, I didn't go, Josh. To the cigar luncheon. Robert also says, here in Memphis, we vote by name, not popularity. Popularity image. We do not vote or look at a candidate through ideas that that candidate may have to improve the community. You can get my vote if we are fraternity or sorority members. Church members. Oh, Lord. Or my pastor said he a good godly man. Not by any ideas or strategies that they
ain't
actually...
no good godly man.
Look,
Pastor, y'all need to stop lying on these politicians. Stop lying for these politicians.
He's a good man.
You know he ain't no good man. Ain't none. Why call Jesus said, why call you me good? Him good. Ain't none good but one, that is God. So if Jesus didn't want you to call him good, how you calling these old lying politicians good? Go ahead.
Plus he knew the guy had an ulterior motive in saying
Yeah.
Yeah. By any ideas or strategies, that we don't vote by any ideas or strategies that they may have.
Yeah.
Because we in the black community do not have strategies
or
plans, even in our own lives, to make it better. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, God. He's hitting hard.
Robert came hard.
Wow.
Let's see.
Yeah.
GKP said, I'm Bizak.
Yes.
He said, now, what was that stuff Bob talked about after I left? What'd you say behind his back?
Say anything behind your back, GKP.
LOL.
You know me. You know, we like that. You know.
Yeah, we brothers. This is the black community.
This is the black community.
We all do.
Black folks don't do all. They kill each other and lie to each other and
man.
all that other kind of stuff.
Hey, okay. Let me
I can continue now.
I know.
I won't.
Trust me, I know. Greg says, not to mention, instead of a steady campaign, they want to cram and throw a bunch of info at people in 1 or 2 weeks leading up to the election day. And then he says, no, I didn't go. And Greg said it has nothing to do with understanding / not understanding the politics of Memphis. So he disagrees with Robert on that. So what do you think, Greg? What do you think? You heard me express my thoughts. I think people just don't believe, or the candidates haven't done enough to make us believe in them.
Yeah.
Proof, work, words, actions. Nobody wants to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to debate. Wow. Debate the issues. If you're so confident in your campaign, debate the issues with other people, and then maybe get a conclusion.
Yeah, some people feel that, people will try to trap them in debates and things like that.
That's the point of a debate. If you don't, look, only people that worry about that, to me, are folks that don't know what they're talking about. Because if you don't know what you're talking about, then you can get trapped. If you do know what you're talking about, then you should be confident that you won't get trapped.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point there.
You don't run to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, what are you running to say? Oh, I don't want to get uncomfortable. Let me.
Everybody should vote for me. I'm running, and so I'll get in office and kind of like the traditional politicians around Memphis. Have a name, and then you can vote for me for the next 4 years in office or whatever the case may be. But folks, I'm glad people are putting an end to these named politics around here and voting, the way they need to vote. But we still have a long way to go.
We do.
As far as letting people know who you should vote for, why you vote, and what you do, and all that kind of stuff.
And one thing I like is anytime a candidate's come on our show, anytime a candidate has actually come on our show, they have actually been put to the test, meaning we ask them questions and we let the listeners ask them raw questions. And that's one thing they got to expect with us.
All right. Let's go to the phone lines. And Greg, welcome to the show. Good morning on a Tuesday.
Good morning, Bob and Josh. How y'all doing, man?
Good. How you?
I'm doing pretty good. Man.
Good.
Let me jump into it. As far as the understanding and not understanding, that doesn't hold the weight that people would think. Look, I understand when I see a person, they present themselves to me. They present their ideas to me. That's what I understand.
Okay.
And I'm by and large, that's what probably most people understand. Yeah. But if you're going to just, throw your name on a cardboard and throw it in somebody's front yard, and that's it? No, man. No, that's not going to work for me. And it was just proven that's not going to work for a whole bunch of other people either.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, but if you're adamant about voting, you go vote still, but guess who you're going to vote for? The person that you've actually heard or heard of. Call it name recognition, whatever you want to call it, but if voting is that important to you, you're still going to do it.
Right.
Because somebody's got, now, as long as the person hasn't done enough to get ran out of office, they're going to win. It's just that simple.
I agree.
True.
And then as far as, the proposition that was made to me as far as meeting somebody blah, blah, blah. See, that's not how I'm going to want it. I want you to sell yourself to the masses, not me. Because at that point, it seems like to me, you're expecting me to go out and campaign for you. No. What's going to happen?
Yeah. That's what happened.
That's not going to happen.
I'm going to tell you just real quick, as far as that person's concerned, I do think that's what was happening, because there were some people that ended up doing it for him. I don't know if they were mostly friends of his or whatever, but, posting him for mayor. And look, if you believed in him, that's fine. I'm not knocking you as a person if you believed in that. But all I'm saying is you have to be realistic. You're only going to reach a certain amount of people by that, one-on-one person thing, especially if you're not known. See, Jim Strickland can kind of do that because he's the mayor of Memphis. Yeah. So he automatically, he doesn't really have to do as much because, you kind of campaign because you're mayor.
Yeah.
But everybody else has to put a little bit more work in. Like Willie, I don't know if he was willing to do it or not, but he just didn't. So, hey. Yeah. And
that's what was evident of what we saw the election results.
Mm-hmm.
Now, check this out. All right, so let's just say you do talk me into, campaigning for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I go out there, I got to put my name on the line along with your name on the line, and let's say you do get elected.
Mm-hmm.
But then you become a bunch of crap. Well, guess what happens after that? I'm going to be crap after that, too. So I'm not willing to do that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you can't, explain yourself, or I'm just gonna say, for lack of a better term, sell yourself to the masses.
Right.
How do you expect to lead the masses?
That's true.
Now here's another thing, and maybe they'll learn from this experience. But if you know you don't have the war chest available, to run a potent, viable campaign, then you need to do something different the next go around. Because you can't just wake up one Saturday morning, mayor.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have any kind of capital to help you run a viable campaign. And then we just saw that too. Because I heard that it's QT. So it takes money.
Yeah.
But dang, everybody knows it takes money to run a campaign.
Yeah, that's true.
So right, and once again, look, your lack of planning is not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are mad at, expressing their anger anyway about Strickland winning again when the other people didn't even run a public campaign.
Mm-hmm.
Man, no, man, that I don't care what you think you like about him. That don't mean I gotta like it or I'm going to like it.
Exactly. And that's what killed me.
He's the best person for it. But that's in your truth. That's not my truth.
And see, here's another thing. I don't, because look, I understand criticizing the black community in certain things, right? But I don't like criticizing the black community because your candidate didn't win. And that's what I heard from the Harrington supporters. I listened to the guy's show. You already know what I'm talking about. I don't want to keep calling him that. But y'all know what I'm talking about. And what got me is you really have to think at the same time you're insulting the voters. You're going to go out there and you're going to say, man, me and Harrington don't give a bleep about y'all, but why didn't you vote for us? What?
Right.
What does that mean?
Think you're all stupid. We think you're all stupid, ignorant, but if you had voted for me, I would no longer think you're stupid and ignorant. Really?
It's funny how that works,
Yeah, see, and I think people understand politics a little more than they would like to be given credit for.
Yeah.
Maybe that's also why, they didn't vote for anybody else either.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they do understand the politics a little bit better because, you're a public official. You have to run. You want to be a public official, so you have to run a public campaign. And I hate to keep harping on the public and private campaign, but come on, that's what it was. Those folks were running private campaigns.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But like I said, if you didn't have a war chest, to run a campaign, then you shouldn't have got your butt out there to run it anyway. But that's And so and on that I digress.
Yeah. Well, some people figure, okay, well, Well, I'm black, so most of the black community will vote for me. Well, I'm a female. First time thing gonna be done for Memphis, just like in Chicago. So they'll vote for me as a female, and I'm black too. On top of that, yes, definitely our black people would vote for me. But
see, and that's so bad, and that's true because with Tammy, I didn't understand because with some of the endorsements that she got, I would imagine that came with money. And with some of that money, I don't understand why it wasn't spent because I didn't see one TV commercial, didn't hear but one radio spot, and nothing else but maybe a few Facebook Lives.
And that's it. And that's it, man. And that ain't gonna cut it.
No.
Facebook, social media should be secondary campaign, avenues. That shouldn't be your primary.
Right.
That should not be your primary because a lot of people that's going to vote are not looking on Facebook for you. They're not looking on Twitter for you.
Yeah.
They're looking for you to show up somewhere at a town hall meeting, somewhere in the neighborhood, not your representative, not a stooge for you, Yeah. I don't want to see a stooge. I want to see you. I was talking to Mr. Lawson about that. I was like, look, I don't want, she had one radio spot with didn't even have her voice on it.
Yeah.
No, that's not good enough for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I finally heard her voice 1 week from election on a campaign spot. I don't even know what radio station it was on, but I finally heard her own voice.
Mm-hmm.
But no, too little, too late.
Too late, yeah.
Nothing anyway.
Yeah.
For me, vote for me.
Why?
Okay, I'm voting for you just cause you said vote for you. No.
Yeah.
So hopefully, hopefully she will run again with a better plan. Hopefully, because I was interested I really was genuinely interested in her, but I wasn't going to go looking for her.
Right.
How about that?
Yeah, and I think,
this day and age,
yeah.
ain't nobody got no time to go and looking for you when you have all these avenues of ways to get to the people.
Right, and to prove to the people why they should vote for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
So.
and you can't just stay in Whitehaven and campaign from there. No, you're trying to be there the whole city.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There are places like the Stuttlefields, the Hyde Park, the Walker Homes, the Douglases, the Frasers that need to see you, not a cardboard cutout.
Right.
That's right.
Not a 1 week before election radio spot.
That's right.
Figure out how to get your butt on TV. And I heard somebody, they were railing against the media, and the media bought out. Well, then you buy them too.
Yeah.
And trust me, y'all, the media bought out, man. So look, I'm sure Strickland has his guys, like Otis Sanford and them. But all that being said, they're going to talk to everybody if you make yourself available. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to refuse to not talk to you because that's interesting. People going to want to see.
That makes news for them.
Yeah. You tell me they don't want to hear what Harris has got to say? Whether it's off the wall or not, or Tammy or anybody else. So it's bogus.
Yeah. Especially if it's off the wall.
Yeah.
They some people want to hear that. If
you already know they're going to
Yeah.
And then like the one guy, are you mad enough to cuss yet? Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and you know what?
He mad enough.
He got votes. I think it was like 70 votes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm mad enough to cuss. That's why I ain't talking to you. I'm mad enough to cuss.
Yeah.
I know. Let me do the cussing. I don't want you to do the cussing. I need to do the cussing. Don't cuss for me. Let me cuss.
Oh my God.
But
what a crazy thing to run on. The candidate says that he gonna cuss for you. You ain't gotta cuss. Nah, man.
Yeah, let me come cuss at you too. But anyway, fellas, I got to run, man. I just want to get my little 2 cents in, man. I appreciate y'all taking my call.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Thanks for the call, Greg.
Well, Greg, that was at least $1.
Yeah.
So we appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, my bad. I will give you fun here.
It's all good.
Thanks, Greg. All right.
Man.
Yeah, okay. And, hey, we're about out of here today, Josh. Thanks for the phone call, and thanks for the messages that came in today. Folks, yeah, just like you leave your messages, your phone calls, this is the way you're heard.
Yes.
And the same way that you vote, who you want to vote for. You vote for them, and you don't vote. If you don't vote, you're being heard.
Yes.
You're letting the people know, hey, the people that are running, they're not good candidates.
They're not doing their job.
They're not doing their job, so why should I vote for them?
Yes.
I don't understand what's going on. Why should I vote for them?
And hopefully they take it the right way. Hopefully they take it that, man, I didn't do a good enough job reaching the people.
Well, that's a message that the people are sending.
Yes.
If they're not voting, then there's a reason why. There's a message why.
That's right.
If they are voting, there's a message why. So, but then again, we were also we want to remind you that Berlin Board, District 7 is up for grabs. And so, hey, do not vote for Berlin Board. And you that live in that district, come on, folks. I mean, all the stuff he's pulled the time he's been in, come on. Like I said, what is the other name? Michaelin Easter Thomas is the other candidate. And so she's not been in office as a city councilman, and Berlin Board says he has, and that's the reason why people should vote for her. No, that's not the reason why people should vote for you. That's even the more why some people have already seen what you've done and the stuff you tried to pull, why they shouldn't vote for you. And so, when you go to the polls, Michaelin Easter Thomas for the 7th district of Memphis. Memphis, and Carlos says, a great show, very informative. Carlos, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you, Carlos.
And thanks for checking in with us today.
We'll be back on tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, and that's going to do it for us today. Coming up this afternoon, Talkback Live Sports.
Yes, sir.
And tune in for that. Coming up, some great things on sports as well. Hey, that's going to do it for us. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Have a wonderful day today.
That's right.
If you're looking for some of the best old-fashioned burgers and cakes in town, Lotta Burger is the place to go for all of your favorites. Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. They're open Monday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 6:45 p.m. And the items on their menu include single, double, triple burgers, Philly sandwiches, smoked sausage, beef hot dogs, grilled cheese, tenders, fries, onion rings, and more. Call-in orders must be done before 11 a.m. No calls accepted after 11 a.m. Drive-thru is available. Hungry for a burger? Lotta Burger, 2260 South 3rd, Memphis, Tennessee, 901-946-2001. Don't just settle for any burger. Get a Lotta Burger.
Are you tired of going to the doctor with the same issue over and over again and never getting any relief? Are you tired of buying all types of vitamins and supplements, hoping but not knowing for sure that they will keep you healthy? Or are you getting enough of the right kind of nutrients that your specific body needs? If you answered yes to any of these questions, you need a nutritional blood analysis. With a nutritional blood analysis, we can take one drop of blood from a prick of your finger and analyze your body's nutritional needs, nutritional deficiencies, and nutritional imbalances. This analysis can provide an early warning of possible future health challenges so you can make the changes now to avoid the negative outcome. A nutritional blood analysis can be used to monitor a health challenge before and after adopting an approach to restore health and balance. It will also allow you the ability to determine the effectiveness of various approaches to restoring and balancing your health. So don't wait. Make your appointment. Stop guessing with your health. Know what works for sure. 901-602-7063.
Graphics Printing, located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, a complete print shop for all your printing needs. They do it all. Color copies, resumes, funeral programs, rubber stamps, full-color business cards, wedding and graduation invitations, and more. 30-plus years of quality work and service. They're open Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., located at 890 East Range Road in Memphis, Tennessee, 901-345-9294. Graphics Printing. CJ Used Appliances, located at 3530 Jackson Avenue here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances have the best prices in town. Sales and service, heating and air. Also the best appliances you'll find anywhere in the Mid-South. Refrigerators, microwave stoves, washers and dryers, deep freezers, dishwashers, whatever you need in used appliances. And folks, I'll tell you, they're the best used appliances anywhere you'll find. That's CJ Used Appliances, 3530 Jackson Avenue. All appliances come with warranty. You can call them at 901-487-7882. Again, 901-487-7882. CJ Used Appliances. C&S Motors Auto Sales, located at 2508 Summer Avenue, here in Memphis, Tennessee. Call them at 901-323-8778. C&S Motors Auto Sales has been around since 1984. Go by and see Chris today for some of the best pre-owned and used vehicles in the city. They have SUVs, minivans, cars, trucks, whatever you're looking for in pre-owned used vehicles. Hey, you can find it right there at C&S Motors Auto Sales. See Chris since 1984. They will treat you right. Call them at 901-323-8778. That's 901-323-8778. 2508 Summer Avenue, C&S Motors Auto Sales.
This is Sergeant Chris Richardson with the Tennessee Highway Patrol, here to explain the Tennessee Hands-Free Law, which is a new state law effective July 1st, 2019. In Public Chapter 412, it makes it illegal for a driver to hold a cell phone or a mobile device with any part of their body, to write, send, or read any text-based communication, to reach for a cell phone or mobile device in a manner that requires the driver to no longer be in a seated driving position or properly restrained by a seatbelt, to watch a video or a movie on a cell phone or a mobile device, and to record or broadcast video on a cell phone or a mobile device. So, can I still talk on my cell phone while driving? Yes. A driver is permitted to use an earpiece, headphone device, or a device worn on a wrist to conduct a voice-based communication. The driver may use one button on a cell phone or mobile device to initiate or terminate voice communication, and voice-based communication may also be used to send a text message. Learn more at handsfreetn.com.